Let me give you my personal view on what the Tanzu Platform is. Put simply, it's a private PaaS, a private platform as a service that you can run on whatever infrastructure you have. Now this means that the best way to run it is probably on virtualized infrastructure, but you can also run it on public cloud if you want. There's lots of people who run it on AWS, Google Cloud, Azure. So that's an option. There's even some people, as I remember, who run it on OpenStack. In true cloud fashion, you just have it available and you stick your PaaS on it, your platform as a service. Now, what it also has with the platform as a service is a focus on two important end goals. That application developers have as much self-service as possible. They don't have to open tickets. They don't really have to think about policy because it gets enforced and set up with guardrails. They can just get to doing their application development. And this is something that we developed with Cloud Foundry, and now Kubernetes, if that's what you're interested in, all in one platform. Now, what also comes with the platform, again, thinking about the perspective of an application developer, is very good, tight, pre-integrated ways of using your development frameworks like Spring for Java or .NET, but also all the middleware, the backing services, or just services that you use. Things like Postgres, databases, event queues, and all sorts of other services you use to support your applications. And importantly, when it comes to those applications, you can do cloud native, containerized applications. If you're using the Cloud Foundry way of doing things in the Tanzu platform, you kind of don't really even have to care about containers or not. But there's Kubernetes in there. You can do your microservices things. I mean, I don't even know if it's worth going over that you just do contemporary modern application development style. But again, thinking about the use cases of enterprises, large organizations, regular companies, the ones that we use in our everyday lives, there's also a good chance that your existing applications are easy to get running on this PaaS so that you get the benefits of a platform as a service. Maybe there's a little bit of work you need to do to get them to run on it, but chances are pretty good, especially if it's a Java app, which a lot of enterprise apps are, that it's not that difficult to move it over. And now the third thing that's important is how you actually run and operate that PaaS. It's easy to just think about developers and forget that there's day 2 and 3 and day n+1, as it were. And that is also built in and integrated into the PaaS. What you want with the PaaS is that you don't have to invent the way to manage, to do packaging and configuration management, to troubleshoot, to monitor, do all the, as we used to call, systems management stuff of the applications you run. And when you use things like Spring and .NET, those kind of applications, if you look at what the Tanzu platform does, it just natively knows how to manage them, how to make them easy to deploy. So that's why I think of what the Tanzu platform is as just a private PaaS. It's a platform as a service that you can just get up and running with. Now there's some ways of configuring it and specializing it. You can, as you would want, swap out parts, add in your own custom things. But by default, there's a PaaS that's ready to go that has what we used to call opinions. I would just call it defaults. And it's really geared towards enterprise usages that you have, worrying about governance, security, putting a big focus on how you standardize the way application development is done in a large organization with tens of thousands, 20 of thousands of people, where that kind of centralized governance, those norms that you set up for application development, becomes very important as you scale up, and even as you get all the ilities, your reliability and securability, all of those things. And a lot of the components of the Tanzu platform have been around for a long time, which is to say, they've been proven out and hardened in actual use cases in large banks, government organizations, retailers, manufacturers, whatever sort of organization you're thinking of. So it's not really speculative, it's ready to use, it's backed by really great support. So if you're building and running your own applications, especially in large organizations, you should check out what Tanzu Platform is. There's even a high chance, if you're in one of our customer organizations, of which there are numerous, that you already have it available and you can just find where it is and start using it and test it out. Whether you're running on Kubernetes or you're running on Cloud Foundry, whatever you may be doing, especially if you're doing Java and .NET development, and especially if you're using Spring for your Java development, just hunt around and see if you have it in your organization. So again, that's my personal view of what it is. You can go to tanzu.vmware.com to find out the official view, but that's what I would tell people if they asked me what Tanzu was.